Ready when you are.
What the hell is a collegiate? Real quick, a collegiate. Collegiate? Collegiate?
Collegiate?
What?
Collegiate. Thank you. That's
Colgate?
I was gonna. What's a collegiate? What is that? That's like, an organization, like a college organization or
It's like a college league.
college league.
Like,
So if I want,
let's say
like a sports.
like a sports
If
league or
you-
something like that, which
The thing is,
mainly college teams.
if you say collegiate, it's just an adjective. You can't say that something is a collegiate.
You have to say a collegiate institute.
Yeah.
because I was gonna
It's
call.
it's literally just the adjective form of college.
I was gonna call the collegiate, I'm just gonna call it the College of Brad Mendenmar. Fuck it,
Go ahead, yeah.
Brad you,
The
Mendenmar,
Okay.
Mendy Moo, Mendy you,
Ugh.
Mendy me, and Mendy Poo. All right.
You don't have like
In-
20 video files.
Oh, I was about to start.
Well, go ahead.
Welcome to the world of Radia, characterized by its 5 major nations. We first turn our focus to the floating island of Barad Mendenmar, a sterling city of shining white rock, reflective gold, and polished steel. The city makes its lazy way above the continent, passing over the other nations, kept afloat by the magics of the Sorcerer King and his legion. Barad Mendenmar has always been a nation where it's been advertised that all are welcome, so long as they have magical talent. The nation, while small, survives due to a vast amount of wealth and connections thanks to its mercenary legion. The military of Barad Mendenmar is rented out to the other nations to solve particular problems of a magical nature. The best and brightest of these mages can be found at Barad College. We focus in on the college now to a particular hallway with a particular room and a particular lab. Martin,
That's me.
Gohan walks the hall to the laboratory that the dean has given him in order to work on your magical inventions that the rest of the school sees as a waste of talent and time. Machines are not the way of Brad Mendenmar, and yet the dean, for some reason, allows you your creativity to make up for your lack of magical talent at this school. Today, you are scheduled in your laboratory with an assistant. You can see it's posted on the door that the assistant today helping you for what you had requested, which was someone infusing one of your inventions with a bit more magical kick to it, is Nepit.
Hello.
Nepit, are you already at the door waiting? You've been told by the dean that you're supposed to report to this room today to assist with an experiment. You were given no more
Yes.
details than that, and you see Gohen coming down the hallway towards you. Would you like to describe yourself, Gohen, for us all, please?
Standing at 5'7", Gohan is a rather small-statured, half-elf young man with a very youthful appearance, almost like a teenager's. He wears the standard Barad Mendenmarian uniform, preferring the long coat variant over the others. He has black hair that reaches to his neck that he ties up lazily in the ponytail, with a large bang covering his right eye. His one visible eye has a cold silvery color with bangs underneath, as if he has slept poorly for some time. Strapped along the top of his head, partly to keep his bang in place, is a pair of goggles. Gohan's uniform is tattered and dirtied from many successful and unsuccessful experiments, after having cleaned and repaired using mundane means for some time. I never really thought too much about what because all of the uniforms look slightly different because of what magical school and whatever you have. And since I don't really have a magical school because I don't use magic, I just picked the school of magic that I thought had the best colors. So I picked the one that was black, which was necromancy.
Attributing more to your ostracization, probably.
Yes,
For
definitely.
salvation.
Your necromancer classes have not been going well lately, as you picked it for your major at the college, not really knowing what you were getting yourself into. At all the tests that you've been meant to take, all the areas of focus in all your classes, you have failed miserably at even raising a single rat from the dead. Today, you're hoping to rectify that with a new invention that you've been working on for a while, but you needed someone to give it more of a kick. That someone, the dean said that he would assign to you. And he is
I-
now waiting outside
I
your...
want to mention I do not have. There's not a single necromancer spell on my spell list whatsoever across any level.
Yeah, you're
So
failing. You're failing very badly in school right now.
I probably shouldn't have picked my major just based off of color, but
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting to stay here at the school for too long anyway. Anyway,
Nepit, would you like to describe what Gohan sees as he's approaching to the lab, and you guys kind of like lock eyes and realize who the dean has told you to work with today without, letting you know in advance you'd be working with each other?
Okay. So I am a little rat man. I am about 3.5 feet tall, and I'm sort of round and dumpy, pretty much like a normal rat standing on 2 feet. I have a sort of medium brown coat with a lighter white snout and throat area. I'm wearing mage college robes that are seem to be shrunken down to fit my body, and they have the purple of the divination school on them. I have a bunch of um, bags on my body. I wear like a backpack on my front and two like a fanny pack on each hip, and I have big round black eyes and little pink hands and feet and a long tail. Right now, I'm pacing, and my tail and whiskers are twitching as I wringing my hands, very anxious to finally be assigned to somebody to work with.
is this the first time we meet, by the way?
Yeah, I
Or
was thinking.
No, you guys have met before. You've known each other. You already have your established relationship. You've worked together previously. The dean seems to love forcing you two together, and neither of you appreciate it.
Yeah, when I see him walking the hall, my I roll my eyes, I stop pacing immediately. I can't believe it. So not fair. All this time, and he won't even let me have a real partner.
I look at Nepit, look at him up and down, and I take out the key that I have to the laboratory.
It's actually your badge,
I take out my badge, and that is my key to.
with a dark black gem in the center. This is your personal identification at the college, as well as for beyond. You will not be recognized as a citizen of Brad Mendenmar without this particular badge. You press it against the indent used to open the door to the laboratory, and as it does, the door simply dissolves away.
And after I've unlocked the door, I turn back to Nepit and I say, I thought you said you didn't want to come back here after the last time.
I don't. Well, it's not like we have a choice. If I had my way, I would have a more appropriate partner, but it seems that the dean enjoys watching us suffer.
You always have a choice, Nepit.
I don't.
Yes, you do. Just like every other mage that comes to college. You could have chosen the easy way out. It's always open, you know, the skies. Just launch
So-
yourself off the edge.
Typical. Launching yourself off without any way to magically protect yourself. I suppose you have some gadget that you think will help you fall softly.
No, I just said you have a choice. I don't really care one way or the other. Come on, we have an experiment to run.
Fine. I chitter my teeth at him.
You both enter into the laboratory, and it is a testament to Gohen's previous successes and failures. Many half finished projects lay abandoned here or destroyed, while what few have been successful are placed in positions of prominence. Gohen, what are you working on today? You'll want to show Nepit the thing you've been working on to, help you begin raising the dead so you can start passing your necromancy classes.
I look at Nepit for a while, and then I look around the room, and I say, I've been thinking of changing major. I can't make any of my classes.
I doubt that'll help you. Well,
No, but there's only so much things that science can do. And getting people back alive is not really one of them.
well, what do you think? What can you do?
I was thinking transmutation. They have really nice gold trimmings on their coat. It would really make sense.
You can't judge your major, your whole life's work on what color the robes are. I can't believe this. So much time by myself, being completely unrespected by everybody, and then finally, and it's you.
For someone speaking a lot about not judging others, you sure are judging just because I don't use magic.
I didn't say not judging others. I said judging your own future.
Well, anyway, I was thinking of doing the last invention to see if I could at least get a passing mark so that I could then maybe apply for a major change.
Yeah, I don't even know if you have the marks necessary to change to transmutation.
I've been doing quite well on the theoretical parts, not so much on the practical ones.
Well, magic is a practical pursuit.
So here's anyway what I've been working, and I take my gloved hand and I remove the sheet off of one of the many contraptions in the room, and it's like a wheel, kind of like a spinster, sort of. And on each side of the spinster are two metal um two metal pipes or two metal staves, whatever it is. It's like those things that you use to tune a piano with, whatever, kind of like that
Tuning
on each
fork?
side. Well, yes, but either way, so those, yes, a spinning wheel. Thank you. So on either side of the spinning wheel is like these two metal rods, and they have a metal cable running between them and then going into the wheel, and from the wheel then goes another metal cable that are strapped on either side of one of the many laboratories we use. And I go, oh, I really should have changed this before I left. If I had known you were going to be the one to show up.
What?
I mean, it's a dead rat in the contraption.
You think this is funny?
Well, actually, it kind of is, but that's besides the point. It's not my rat. It's what the college gave me. Maybe that's why they sent you here to. It's a cruel joke.
Well, the joke is surely on me and not you. I'm the wizard here.
Anyway,
You've
so
run this machine a few times, Gohan, but every time it has failed to even so much as twitch the rat's leg.
Ooh.
I'm thinking it's the power converted from whatever I put in isn't strong enough to convert it into electricity into the rat's body to make it move again.
Well, I'm not a necromancy major. What do you expect me to do?
Don't like all of you mage types have like something that just goes bzzzt?
That goes bzzzt.
Yeah, like a shock of lightning or something.
I mean, I could blow it up if that's what you want.
I don't think that would really help my experiment.
Well, I am a divination major. Maybe I could try and figure out what's wrong with your contraption.
I don't think there's anything wrong with the contraption. I just don't think I'm feeding it with enough energy. And what I've been using so far doesn't seem like there's enough of it.
Well, where are you getting your energy from?
I open up my coat and there's a little It looks like a canister of some kind. And I show it to him and I say, I charged this with electricity during
With
the last
what?
thunder strike.
You know, you could have easily done the same by learning something like like shock and grasp. Why must you do everything so convoluted?
Because
Well-
that's the only talent I've got.
Well,
Maybe you can, because this is just physical electricity. Maybe you can help me by charging this canister with your own magical energy and it'll turn it into like arcane electricity.
all right, let me take a look at it. And I'm going
to. Sorry, these long-winded explanations make me really tired.
Me too.
I hand Nepit the little canister.
Oh my god, computer's fucking freezing. But okay, so I take it in my little hands and start to examine it. I roll it around in my hands, I sniff it and shake
You
it.
should try licking it.
Very funny. God damn it, my fucking computer won't let me. But what I want to do is cast, or not cast, roll an Arcana check to see what I can make up of it. Oh my god, fucking. You're gonna have to give my computer a fucking hot second because she's not doing very well. But when I'm able to, I sure will roll a Knowledge Arcana.
We're gonna get 10 of them.
Oh, good god. It's not even.
Oh,
Oh, that explains a lot.
he's gone.
Uh-oh.
Oh no, Nepit died in my arms.
You haven't
you
even
gotta
started the
rest Nepit.
experiment and
Nep.
he's dead.
Oh, now I can
Nepit.
try to bring Nepit back to life.
Nepit has a heart attack and just topples over.
Oh, God.
I strap Nepit to the machine. Here we go, boys.
Oh god.
I zap him back awake.
He returns.
Apparently
Nepit.
not.
Nepit, are you okay? You
You
kind of
had
just...
a faint Nepit, you had a fainting spell, and Gohan has shocked you back awake using a bit of electricity from that battery. Well, we'll hear him eventually.
He's back to life.
So anyway,
Nepit senses a cat and just like, oh,
Heart attack.
and suddenly the animator suffered from a fatal heart attack, and the peril was no more. Well, I guess I'll talk to the dead rat for a bit. So, yeah. Sorry they had to kill you for like their experiments. I wish it didn't have to be this way. I kind of wish you had a better wizard. I could maybe bring you back to life. I can't, unless this experiment works. Maybe this wizard can help us. Well, maybe I can't. Seems to be a bit out of it. I thought I slept poorly last night. Apparently this guy slept even worse.
Jesus, Martin.
So anyway, how's your day been? Apart from, being dead and everything. I know. It sucks, doesn't it? It has to suck being like a tiny little rat and no one ever values your existence. until they need to use you for something, like an experiment in which you get shocked back to life.
F to all involved. Can y'all hear me
Oh.
now?
Oh, finally, you're back. I didn't think I could get you back alive.
All right, Nepit, what are you doing?
Okay, I'm trying to roll a fucking Arcana check, but fucking Firefox is not responding. Everything stopped responding for a fucking second, but now Discord is responding again. And
If I remember right, Roll20 doesn't like much.
And it's gotten even worse lately too.
it got so bad with Chrome that I couldn't even use it anymore, so I had to download Firefox. I'm gonna try closing Firefox. Sorry, guys.
No worries.
Maybe-
Take your time. We're not in a rush.
Well, maybe you could roll it for him.
I think Task Manager's coming out, please.
I'm gonna wait for we can just take a little bit of a break and let Coco figure things out.
How gross.
So
Anyway, well, I sent you the little island.
Yes, I saw.
So Nepit.
Yes.
So yeah, I even remember your name. That's because you're the only one that I've even talked to more than 5 minutes. So that you're the only one I even had learning the name of.
Yes. Same here.
Well, I hope you know your own name. It would be
You know what I meant, simpleton. Okay, it's working again. Let's roll us an Arcana.
My name isn't Simpleton.
It may as well be.
So you find that the canister he's given you, the little battery-powered thing, it's definitely just doesn't have enough juice in it to do what he wants it with the machine. What might be best is if you cast some sort of spell, expending a spell slot directly into the machine through the port where he would normally put the battery.
Okay.
And it looks like any sort of magical expenditure would work, but you're not certain how whatever spell you cast will interact with the machine itself and the rat inside of it.
Oof. Okay, so first I will try. I start muttering to myself, yes. And I chitter my teeth. I'm trying to do that. I don't know if you guys. I don't know. Whatever. I say, not enough. And I try and go easy and cast prestidigitation into it, and I make some little sparks on it. Just
Some sparks.
yeah, just to try and give it a little bit of any magic.
The rat bursts into flame.
Blast this contraption, and is there any
The wheels begin to spin. The machine kicks on, and just the rat's now on fire. Like it's like a little campfire of rat going on. The smell of burned hair begins filling the room.
Disgusting.
Maybe I should have just ran my own barbecue shop.
There's no time for joking, and I cast prestidigitation again and turn off the fire.
The fire goes out. The rat is now slightly charred.
That's disgusting, and I walk over to the window and crack it open.
Crack open the window, and as always, the chilly air of Brad Mendenmar now it permeates the room, chilling you and smelling extremely fresh. You look out the window. This part of the laboratory, the way that it's faced in the college, is that this window faces out right over the edge. It's a beautiful view as Brad Mendenmar gently floats around the world.
I have a very important question.
I have a very important answer.
Did Nepit have to like grab some sort of stool or something to get up to the height to open up the window?
Absolutely did.
So I walk, walk across the room, grab a light crate, and then put the crate down in front of the window, and then hop up on it.
Exactly how that happened. Yeah.
Oof.
And I go, huh.
Don't you start.
There's some things magic can't fix, huh?
Yeah, like your stupid machine.
No, I think you fixed my machine.
There's definitely a proof of concept that it worked there. Casting it through the machine had the effect happen to an increased amount on the rat. That's exactly what you're looking for there to have it happen. However, prestidigitation to create sparks caused it to burst into flame.
Oof.
So it did boost the spell, and it did take the energy. It just set the rat on fire instead of bringing it to life.
I'm gonna say, as I'm looking out the well, that carcass might be ruined. You might have to get another one.
I don't know if they're gonna let me. Maybe they'll let me change school out of pity.
I don't think there's much pity in these halls.
No, I think you're right. Well,
Well, are you giving up yet?
no, I'm just gonna recalculate and recalibrate my calculations. Well, thanks, little buddy, for your help. And I take the charred rat and I chuck it out the window.
Oh my god,
It's a Viking burial, everyone.
you,
bro.
you pick up the rat in one hand and just poof, yeet it out the window. The rat tumbles away in the distance down over top of wherever you're currently flying over, which is one of the Hawnese provinces. And you wonder what will become of that rat one day, as it just sails out the window.
I watch it with my eyes and gulp. And I'm like, well, that was dramatic. I could have tried again with a different spell.
Imagine if you're a rat.
There's a knock on the wall.
Oh, that was okay. I legit could not tell that was supposed to be a knock.
I start and then like instinctively crouch down in I don't know, anticipation of something crazy happening.
You duck down, crouching on your little box near the window. That
Where was the knock? The wall
Go
or
ahead.
the door?
the wall by the door. Well, the door dissolved, and you never told me.
Okay.
That
Yeah,
was
right.
over
Yeah,
there.
no, I that's
Oh.
what I was wondering. What if, like, how do they knock on the door if it's gone?
They just cast prestidigitation to make the sound of a knock. The guy
my
didn't
God.
actually knock. Anyways,
Oh,
The fucking wizard.
it's a wizard school. No one's gonna knock when they could just make the sound of a knock. Anyways, you guys turn to look, both of you standing by the window, and standing there is the window. There is a finely dressed professor, and the professor uniform involves instead of just the bit of fabric that you all get to denote your school, each mastery is a metal plate on their uniform in the same
Right.
location. So theirs is a shinier sort of thing, and this professor has 3 different ones of evocation, illusion, and transmutation.
Nice.
It's Professor Winelwood, and Professor Winelwood, you both already know, has it out for the both of you. Professor Winelwood is absolutely has been on both of your asses. You're not even neither of you are in his like major classes, but he does teach those 3 that he is honored in, mastered. So
Mhm.
you do have him occasionally, and in each one of his classes, you guys are always been, both of you, bullied and picked on by this teacher.
Ooh.
And the well-dressed man with a trim red goatee and kind of red hair, he has blue eyes that are placed a little too close together on his face.
Oh, poor guy. He can't help. I guess there's no to pick that face.
What's that?
Whoop.
That is Latin in Shadow's background. What were you saying, Martin?
I was I was I was trying to say that I legit cannot remember what I was trying to say. There was just there was a kerfuffle in the hallway behind Professor
and
Vinyl.
I startle again at that kerfuffle.
I think they're speaking Draconic.
Well, could they do it a little quieter? Don't they know this is a school?
I'm not certain you two know that it's a school, the professor says, coming into the laboratory.
Oh, Professor Vinylwood. Sorry, I forgot you were there.
It's Winelwood.
Banana wood, got it.
I stand up
So,
and... Okay, go ahead.
he heads over to the machine where the flaming rat carcass was a moment ago. And he looks at it, kind of crouching down to examine it. He says, "Fascinating, but ultimately useless. You won't earn your place in the school with this. How are the both of you this fine morning?"
I rub my one visible eye and I say, well, Professor, you teach transmutation, don't you?
I do.
Would you mind if I transferred into the transmutation major instead? I feel like I would have some more success over there.
He smiles. And
At least over in the transmutation classes I can cheat.
he smiles as you say you can cheat. And he says, "Why, I'd love to have you in my class, if nothing more for having a class clown, something to take the edge off.
How
Your
much money?
inventions, if they can be called as much, your trinkets, are good for amusement in the teacher's lounge. Why, Professor Tyrion, that's the major professor of necromancy, has quite a few stories about you that have been delightful to hear over coffee. And watching you flounder in the other classes has been a bit of a hobby of mine lately. I'm sorry to say, however, that I won't be able to accept you into my class, and nor will you be accepted to any other class in the future."
I am used to teasing him a lot, but I start to get kind of bristly because this guy is clearly much meaner.
Oh, did I finally graduate?
No, you've finally been expelled.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
It's not Professor Winelwood anymore. It's Dean Winelwood.
But what?
I'm sorry, what?
Dean Rickard was declared legally dead a few hours ago. The paperwork's all in place, and I'll be assuming his office, his position, as well as control over the College of Barad.
What?
And my first act as dean will to be finally cutting out the mass of students that Dean Rickard had thought worthy of our prestiged name for whatever senile reason he had in his old age.
But
Oh, that means you as well, Nepet, of course. You will both be earning your wings today.
you can't do this. I there's a reason that the dean brought me here. I don't. You can't.
Well, whatever reason that Dean Rickard had for bringing you here, or I'm sorry, I suppose it's just Rickard at this point, since he's lost his title. His reasonings were lost along with him and his expedition in Aratuga. We just received report they have had no contact from the dean for a significant amount of time, and of course the college can't go without a leader, and as such I of course stepped up and volunteered.
But that's not the rules. You can't go against the policy.
I was voted in unanimously.
You can't call an election unless he's confirmed dead. You just haven't heard from him. It's only been a couple of weeks.
Sadly, expeditions go missing in Aratuga all the time, and they're very rarely found. It's very unfortunate that dear old Rickard would have lost his life in such a likely gruesome manner. But the world moves on. Barad Mendenmar still flies, and maybe you two will. He snaps his fingers, and two large students come in, one of which is the student council body president, a woman named Chirira. She is from the Imperial Han, and you can just fuck your snorting. Fine, I'll come up with a different name.
No, that's fine.
No.
What was funny about her name?
I heard him giggle, and I don't like it when he giggles. I got this. Give me a moment. I'll come up with a better name then, if that's what we want.
That name was fine.
That name's
No,
fine.
Kirira was apparently not fine.
It's definitely fine. We're gonna call her
Kirira?
Shakira.
Oh my god.
Oh no!
That's why she's so big, because her hips don't lie.
Really don't lie.
Oh my god!
You did it. You had to do it to him, Patch.
How could this happen to me? I made my mistakes. It's now Akaya.
Okay.
Kaya's better.
While he's doing his evil bad guy monologue, allow me to attempt a sleight of hand check to stuff my device somewhere, like into my coat or something.
Is it huge?
Not the one that you described. You described it as fairly big. Hadn't you?
Okay.
It had a sheet over it.
Well, yeah, it could be a small sheet. It was the size to cover up the rat. That I was thinking it was like smaller.
Napkin over it. It had a napkin over it, not a sheet.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Go ahead, roll me a sleight of hand to stuff it in your pocket.
While he's doing that, I'm kind of, my eyes are moving quickly back and forth as I'm very frantically trying to think of something that will fix this situation.
He doesn't seem to notice as you stuff it into your pocket. His smug smile reaches up and causes his eyes to narrow.
No, don't be that mean to him. His eyes are too big.
His bulbous nose juts out proudly.
Oh my god, you're just roasting. The fuck? Okay.
You stuff it in, and you look around as the students begin to approach. And they say, this might be a little bit early since the paperwork's not finalized, but I don't think anyone will care.
The
I'll
demon care. When he comes back, he's not dead. He can't be dead.
The professor doesn't. The new dean doesn't answer. He just smiles at you. His blue eyes kind of very slightly cross-eyed.
Bro, you just make him uglier with each turn. And he's wearing a pair of
Oh my god. What? Oh my god. What if this Professor newly turned Dean has been using illusion magic this whole time to make him look prettier, but then eventually just starts failing, and then we just start seeing his eyes going back inwards and his nose gets bigger, and like everything just goes wrong with him.
It's like a fucking character slider where you're fucking with.
And that's why it looks like when the illusion starts to end. It's like
As the students approach you, he begins to laugh.
Professor Banana Wood.
Dean Winelwood, he says.
Dean Morningwood.
Winelwood!
I think that your illusion magic is starting to fade again.
Huh? And he like reaches up to his nose and he feels it and he says, God damn it! And he turns away. There's a little mirror produced, and a second later he turns back, and now he kind of looks like Gerald Butler.
He has like anime shines over his eyes and slight breeze blowing his hair.
You two are seized by the students. And
Wait.
Nepit, you're first up. They walk you up your little crate that you had put so helpfully under the window for them and opened it up even too.
I start trying to squirm out of their hands. You
You can
can't.
roll me an acrobatics or athletics at disadvantage because two of them have you.
I'm
Wait,
assuming that I'm
wait.
gonna end up out the window, but I'm gonna
Wait.
try anyway.
Wait.
Are you saying that to
pause.
them?
So before all of this, could I want to try to like roll like a do we know if the newly turned dean is like married or something?
Are you gonna threaten his wife?
Roll me a perception. Roll me a perception.
Just Sherlock Holmes if he's married or not.
You can't see his hands very well. The sleeves of his coat are frustratingly long.
Oh my god.
Well, either way, I'm gonna say wait.
The students pause. Nepit, you're kind of like suspended between them, half out the window. Your little paws put on like all corners of the wall, trying to not let them push
exactly.
you out the
My
window.
little feet are still scrambling.
Yeah, off this floating island.
I look
You-
through underneath my own arm back at him.
You really don't want to throw us out the window.
Oh, and why not? The dean says, in a voice reminiscent of Robert Downey Jr.
Oh my god.
What, drunk?
Velvety radio voice.
For all this time I've been here at the college, I've always knew this day would come. How you all have what's the word? Sanctioned murder? What's it called when it's like allowed?
Yeah, sanctioned
Like-
is allowed.
Yeah.
Akaya helpfully states sanctioned murder.
The way you've had your sanctioned murder for generations, I always knew this day would come when you would be too fed up with me or with anyone else.
Yes. Get to the point already.
What do you think I've been doing here for the past year? Do you think all I've been doing is just build meaningless contraptions that have no effect?
They're like,
Yes, that's
yeah.
why I'm throwing you out the window, the dean says.
Do you know how many people all around this island don't want to ask someone for help with repairing like a chair or some sort of box or a table or anything by using magical needs because they don't want to pay for it? See, for the past year, ever since I arrived, every time someone has had a broken chair of some kind, I've offered up my services to just repair them. Just use hammer or nails, repairing them in mundane means.
So what? You have a ladder that can reach all the way down, thousands of feet below?
But I also took the liberty of installing bombs into every piece of furniture I found myself on.
The students stop pushing Nepet out the window for a moment, and the dean's eyes widen, his perfect, clear, sexy brown eyes.
If you
I
throw
swear.
us out, I will activate every single last bomb on this island. And even if it doesn't bring down the island, imagine how many people would die. Innocents, wife, children, lovers, friends, all of them dead. And do you know who they would place responsibility on for letting that happen? The newly appointed dean, who just chucked the 2 students who would have stopped it. Are you sure you want to throw us out the window?
He pauses, and if you're telling the truth, roll an intimidation. If you're lying, to
That's
roll
a lie, dog.
But, oh, for fuck's sake!
He looks at you, and he goes, "I think I'll take my chances." And then Nepet, the student, release you outside the window. And you make a little as you begin to fall. The students then are approaching you to grab hold of you.
Wait, I hold up my hand. Wait.
They do not wait, and they grab you as your hand's in the air.
Well, I was going to say I'm going to launch myself. Though.
Oh my god. You
can-
can't fire me. I quit.
You
Like I'm going
definitely
to just dive.
You run towards the window as they grab a hold of you and help you there, and you kind of dive half and are half thrown out the window.
Hello?
As you fall. Hi.
Hello?
Hello.
We can hear you, Martin.
Hello? Okay, I can hear you now.
Hi. Anyways, yeah, you kind of run dive for the window, assisted by the students as they're trying to grab a hold of you, and you fly out the window. And as you go, you hear the dean laughing again, but it's ha 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 ha. As you
got a little distracted by how hot he is.
you both plummet through the air. It's about 24. It's a long way down, several thousand miles or feet, or I'm not good with distance.
It's fucking cruising height of an airplane.
Yeah, cruising height of an airplane. So you've got quite some time before you hit the ground.
Okay, well, I'm going to use my power of aerodynamics to basically make myself into a missile to catch up to the flailing rat.
Oh my god.
Okay. Nepet, you flail through the air, your little hands and paws going wild, and
your coat is flapping, my eyes are streaming with tears as they get like blasted by fucking air.
You're going to roll me an investigation to try and figure out the minutia for the anglings. This way you'll be able to missile yourself into him and not just dead ass past him.
Okay, investigation.
Not you. That was not Nepet.
Yeah. Oh my god!
Nepet begins yelling advice at you on how to missile yourself, and you can roll at advantage. Go ahead. As Nepet's yelling at you to turn yourself into a missile.
Oh my god, that's 3 8s in a row!
Thank God for the advantage. Nepet, go in and yell some advice as you see he's completely like he's trying to missile himself, but he's angled the wrong way. He's gonna miss you.
Idiot. Point your body downward, tuck your arms in.
Excuse me, I can't hear you over the fucking air.
Well, you better start. Come here, grab my hands.
That was me out of character. It's more like you yell into the wind and I just go, huh?
Oh my god.
He's missiling his way towards you now.
Okay, good. I reach out for his hand so that we can do the skydiver thing where you're like more mass makes you slow down because you have more inertia or whatever.
The little
Or,
rat paws reach for you.
Yeah. Take my hands. Spread your body out. We'll slow down.
And as I've caught up to the rat, we do the like air diving formation when you both hold hands, you like
Yeah,
spin
exactly.
around in circles. And now that like the wind is blowing up my hair, you see that I have a mark that like stretches around my left eye, the one that's been covered by my hair so far. It kind of looks like two like crescent moons. That's like horizontal,
Uh-huh.
and then there's kind of like not a scythe, but like a. It kind of looks like. Well, it's like a line that goes through the two moons and then go back underneath my eyes in like a circle.
Cool.
And you've never seen this before, never spoken about. But and as I get closer to you, I'm going to like get up into your ear so I can yell at you better.
Okay.
And I say, I yell, I whisper yell, okay. We have like not a whole lot of options here. Do you know how to fly?
Do I look like I know how to fly? I just got here too.
You've been here longer than I, but that's fair. So, when you cast your spell on my device earlier, it was amplified somehow to then have a different effect than that was intended. If you cast a stronger spell and we try to channel it through the device, maybe it can help us somehow.
Okay. Do you have any mechanical wings?
No.
Or
I
something?
didn't really have time to catch anything. Wait, hang on a minute.
Do you have any large sheets of cloth to make a parachute out of?
Huh? How did I miss this?
How'd you miss what?
So as we're falling, and I just realized as well that Featherfall is a first level spell and it's on my spell list. So
on my spell
when
list.
Where today was it?
well, technically I didn't prepare anything. So depending on how long we have before we reach the ground, I could prepare the one spell.
I could too. We can
You
work
guys,
together.
you guys can work together to between the two of you prepare one use of Featherfall if you roll me Arcanas and you keep your arms linked. Well, one of you tries to like read from your spell book.
Okay, so here's what we're going to do, right? I kind of bind the device to my arm using my one free arm, right?
Okay.
So it just stays there, and then we link arms, and I'm going to put my hand on the device, and like we're going to use our combined energy and channel it through the device to then maybe get like the intended effect.
Okay. All right. Let me see. And I take my elbow is linked around his elbow, and I grab my little spell book, which is a tiny little book on a necklace, and I open it up.
The rustling of papers immediately as you open up the spell book.
they're very little papers. It's like
It's a
like
very little.
yeah, lol. So I go to the Featherfall, and I hold the book open, and I look at it, and I concentrate on it, and okay. So do you want me to roll my Arcana now?
I
Yep.
mean, I'll roll Arcana too, right?
Is it
Yep,
an advantage because we're helping each
both
other?
of you are going to roll it, and you need to get as close to the same number as you can.
Oh,
I
shit.
can't control that. Ooh. Okay, here goes. That was close-ish.
Hey.
Nepit, you are explaining concepts and reasonings far outside of Gohen's knowledge. You're going far too fast, expecting him to understand things that he doesn't, and you can't get it all geared up in time from that roll. The ground gets closer as you continue to fall.
Why are you listening? Are you following?
No, I'm falling.
Useless.
Gain an inspiration, Martin.
God. So, are we basically going to keep trying again until
you either get it right or you hit the ground? Yep, that's what earning your wings in Barad Mendenmar is.
The tears keep streaming out of my eyes, and my ears and
So,
cheeks are kind of flapping.
instead of Arcana, could I use my Tinker's tools instead? Because I'm trying to use the device.
All right, you pull out a set of Tinker's tools, and as you unravel it, they all just.
No,
all out.
I asked if I can use it. I didn't say, hey, can I pull out my Tinker's tools and do this?
Oh,
I was asking if I could exchange, like, instead of rolling an Arcana, I'm using Tinker's tools as if I was using the device.
I mean, maybe. Do you want to try it?
Well, now that you said that if I do use it, I don't think it's going to go out, then I don't want to use it. Then I'll just roll an Arcana.
Okay.
All right, let's go.
Both of you roll Arcanas again.
1, 2.
So if I use my inspiration, can I just choose which number I want to use instead?
Yeah, I'll allow that.
Okay, let's do it. Oof, nice.
Well, no, that's not nice because I got a +3 to Arcana. That is bad.
I got a +6, dog.
19.
Again, you feel like you're just not understanding the concepts he's trying to do, and you realize he's almost like getting into magical debate with you right now over the best way to cast Featherfall.
What
You
are
guys-
you doing? Arguing with me?
I'm not arguing. You're the one that's just I'm not arguing. You're just the one that's speaking at me.
6 seconds pass as you guys continue to argue. And you
Why
fall.
won't you understand?
You've been airborne for about 30 seconds now.
How can I explain this to you? Can I roll it? Who the hell is talking in the sky?
It's the other students they threw off.
Oh my god, he's like purging everybody. He's like, bye, later, bye, see ya, bye. Okay, can I roll a disadvantage on purpose? Can I do something to like sound stupider on purpose to make him understand?
Sure, you can roll at disadvantage, but you'll take the lower number no matter what as you try to dumb it down for him.
Okay, listen.
Watch me roll that 20 now.
I'm going to make this as simple as I was explaining it to a preschooler. Come on. You make the magic and it's real bubbly, okay?
Oh my god.
now it's too dumb and you're not getting across at all.
Now I just go, are you making fun of me?
Both of you roll a con save.
It just makes
Oh my-
bubbles. Watch it fly.
Because there's a lack of oxygen in the air. You both resist the effect normally when you fall from this height where you just pass out that I only just found out about right now.
Oof. I was wondering that. I was like, wait, wouldn't we get hypoxia? But I didn't mention it because I wasn't going to be a little shit. I wasn't going to be the kid that was like, hey, teacher, did you forget to get our homework?
Anyways, you got a couple minutes before you hit the
Yeah.
ground. So far, it's been about 30
Play for a while.
seconds.
Why?
All right.
Yeah, you dumbed it
roll
down
me
too
for
much.
that,
He's
by
not
the way, I
understanding still.
Okay, I'm gonna roll again at disadvantage, but I'm gonna this time try and be less dumb. Be like, okay, well at least you understood that version. Let me try again. How close to the same number do we have to be?
We don't know.
Well, we've been within. The first roll was within 7. Second roll was within 5.
And now
Third
it's
roll-
5. 4.
Third roll is 7 difference. This
Again,
one-
you're getting closer to it, but some of the finer concepts you need repeated. You couldn't hear him over the wind. Falling for a minute now.
Oh my god. I'm gonna try again. Let's try again. Okay. Once more. Fuck. At disadvantage. Or no, that wasn't disadvantage.
Oh my god!
I'm just too fucking smart. Please roll in that 20, Martin.
Oh, that's
Within
close.
2.
you get tired of trying to dumb it down and just explain it the original way you did, and this time it just clicks for you, Gohan. Like you go, oh right, the magic bubbly.
So you fall slowly.
God damn it, man! I'm just too damn smart.
Oh my god. Can I
And I say, why didn't you just say that from the start?
okay, can I request that the flavor of the feather fall is like a
I mean, he
mechanical
hasn't cast
parachute
it yet. He
thing?
hasn't cast it yet. You guys just managed to get it prepared into his device.
Okay.
Wait,
But
so
anyway-
now we gotta get it through out of the device and into one of us.
Yep.
Oh my god, do we need to roll Arcana checks again?
Or do I just cast another spell?
No,
too?
No, you used up a spell slot. So what just happened is that you just used up a spell slot of the school that's required for it because he didn't have it prepared today, meaning he didn't have the energy for it. You've put it in the device, and now you need to get it out of the device and into Go Ahead.
Okie dokie. Well, last time I cast precipitation with sparks. What if this time I make it a light breeze or something? Then maybe we won't die.
Okay, how are you going to get it out of the device now into Go Ahead? You've got the magical energy stored up for a feather fall, but Go Ahead didn't study this morning and prepare anything. So
How do you turn this thing on?
We use this, and I take out the little canister. It's all out of juice now.
Okay.
roll me a sleight of hand.
Oh my god, it goes flying away because it's way lighter than both of us.
You keep a hold of the canister as you just rock a little bit with turbulence.
Okay.
And I insert the canister into the device.
And okay. So I'm going to cast prestidigitation again, but this time instead of sparks, it's going to be like a puff of air.
A puff of air hits the both of you.
Ah!
Okay, you're looking at this the wrong way. The magic is already in the device. We need to channel it back into me.
Minute and a half you've been falling for. The
Fuck
ground is
off.
getting closer.
Come on. Maybe.
So if we get the magic that's in the device and make it go into the canister,
I love how
Maybe.
calm they sound while falling.
maybe this is my monologue voice. However, in reality, it sounds more like, okay, so we need to do this, and then we put the magic into the device, and then we fuck the device. No,
Well,
don't fuck the device.
what if-
Okay, look.
What if you put your hand in the device where the rat was before?
Yeah, that'll work. That will work.
Okay.
I think, and I strap my hand into the device.
Okay, you do so, and you just strap your hand in there in the same position that you had the rat previously.
Okay. Now I'll try charging the battery again. And I cast prestidigitation this time of a little light. I don't know.
Your hand now has a light glowing on it.
Oh my god! So I just
No, the magic is in the device. What we need to do is get the magic that's in the device and either go into this canister that I was using, the battery, so to speak,
2
or
minutes have passed. A quick
How do we
calculation
get it?
reveals you've got another minute and a half at max before you slam into the ground at full speed.
How do you? Well, no. If it's in the canister, then it won't be in you. Then farther away.
But then they'll eat the canister.
What's in there? You're gonna kill yourself.
Is that the spell that you have prepared? Just me killing myself? No.
Oh my god!
Through all of our
Would you
problems,
shut up already?
through all the things we've been through against each other, the only person that could ever truly understand me over at that place is you.
He says, looking directly into your eyes as you're
I
death.
trust you.
That's great, but okay.
How can we reverse? Oh, what if I
Can you
put-
crank it backwards?
Well, I was gonna say, what if I take the metal cables that was like on either side, and I just put that, like, instead of plus going to minus and minus going to plus, I'm going to make plus go to plus and minus to minus.
You're gonna crosswire it,
He quickly describes this to you,
and I'm like,
and he's holding the wires.
okay. Well, do it.
Okay,
Oh,
I do so.
Roll me a con save.
Oh,
no.
shite, me too.
Yeah, you're connected to him.
This is so.
Nepit, you're shocked for 4 points of electric damage.
Bro, I'm nearly dead.
And
Ow!
your hair all goes poof out everywhere. And Martin, you now have a prepared feather fall as the current goes through you as well. And you also take 4 electric damage.
What was that for? Oh my god, we're dead. I'm gonna die before I even
I
hit the
don't
ground.
know. I don't think the device worked. Well, I guess this is it. We're dead now. We're going to die. We're going to die here in each other's arms.
I'm gonna die.
Well, you told me before on so many occasions that you rats don't mind if you die.
Yes, but not like this. This whole thing was supposed to help.
This was always what was going to happen at that place. It's just the
just
way
wanted
we need to expect it. We should have known this was going to happen.
Another 30 seconds and you'll hit the ground at full speed. 25.
How about in the middle of your monologue you like touch your face and you cast it by touching?
24. 23.
Okay.
22. 21.
Well, try it anyway.
19. 18.
I will die here together with this.
16. 15.
Hey, it really sucks, doesn't it?
You're being edgy, and you remember that the spell causes your rate of descent to slow to 60 feet. Oh, it doesn't slow by 60 feet. Huh, okay.
Yeah.
It just slows for 60 feet.
14.
And then I cast it.
Boom! You guys, about 10 seconds from hitting the ground at this speed, whoop, stop from like full speed to no speed. Both of you roll a con save.
Oh my goodness. Oh, hell yeah.
You're fine, Nepit, and in fact, you
Oof. The rat does a backflip as he lands, and the
Hey,
other guy
you know
just
what?
falls face first.
If you actually dropped a rat from great height, they wouldn't get hurt because of the square cube law.
Nepet, you hear a cracking sound and you look over and Gohan is not only passed out, but the sudden slow descent from going max speed to 60 feet per 6 seconds causes his arms to break as he was holding on to you and like
Oh no! No!
both of his
Oh my
arms crack
God.
and break from his prank. And you grab hold of him and kind of cradle him in your arms as your little rat paws touch down in Imperial Han.
Oh my God. We're not
Immediately,
dead.
immediately, as you guys touch down, people with spears come running up to you, Nepet, and hold you at spear point as you're
Oh my-
arrested by the Imperial Hanese.
I can explain.
You say as you two are carried away. Well,
Oh.
what happens next is a period of trials and legality until eventually you two manage to escape Han in a series of side adventures and side stories. You gain some information about the dean, the former dean in this time, Dean Rickard, and where his expedition was to set out from. It's from a little place in Solstice. Oh, sorry, no. Scratch that. I forgot I had something else prepared. You guys are freed from Imperial Han, however, when a particularly prominent politician, one of the the regent's advisors, steps in and pays what is essentially your bail.
Also, Martin has like 2 arm casts this whole time.
Yeah, he's in 200 casts. Go in several days later. But they tell you that your bail was paid by a sheriff in Solstice, Aratuga.
Hartuga.
And you're to
Oh,
go
yeah,
there
it
to
must be
meet
him.
with a sheriff named Gentle.
Gentle. Is that? Do you think the dean is taking a false name?
No, I don't think so.
Well.
You say in your double arm guests.
I'm just picturing, the kind that are like bent and you have to have a sling. with
By the way, I imagine that the device broke.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
the device broke into so many pieces along with your arms. You got a face full of metal too when you were falling, so you might have some new scars.
I like to imagine that as we were falling, and I did my whole "oh no, we're gonna die" monologue, and then I snapped my fingers, and then the device just exploded and it hit me in the face. It just went boom.
All right. We turn away from the two mages in Barad Mendenmar as they
I can't cast spells, especially not with 2 arms like this. I'm basically just a scarecrow at this point.
Sorry, correction. The one mage and his scarecrow
Oh my God.
begin heading to the north to Aratuga. We turn back time to a small province in provincial Han. Long ago, the Hanese Empire was great and powerful. But they eventually fell. The emperor, chosen every few decades by the great dragon, sadly had been very, very weak the last few times. And as such, the military stepped in and assumed control of most of the politics. With much heavier policies than the empire had previously founded, many citizens eventually hit their breaking point. When they did, civil wars broke out across the empire, and soon it quickly fell into a bunch of shattered pieces. Now, what was once Han is many, many provinces trying to all vie for control and power over the final scraps of the empire that still exist. With laws, cultures, and creeds as diverse as one could possibly imagine, Imperial Han still sits at the center, with the military controlling the palace. "5 years before our erstwhile Scarecrow and the Mage landed in Han, trouble brewed in a small province. Abby,
Yes.
what province are you from?
Um, I don't actually know. It'd be the one that was like the main city, the
Oh, do you
original
want...
main city.
So you're from Imperial Han then?
Yeah, because that's where all the
Correction to my
UNT would be.
previous statement then. Correction to my previous statement then. Located in Imperial Han, trouble began to brew about 5 years ago. The provinces have been gaining power. Your parents are nervous about this fact. They told you of the old ways of Imperial Han as bedtime stories to... You're not certain if they were to scare you or educate you. And today, your family has seemed particularly on edge. Ada, you're not certain what to place it, but when you sit down for your communal evening meal, things are fairly quiet. Would you like to describe your character as they looked like 5 years ago?
Well, she probably would have looked like a pretty normal human girl for the most part, but with some, like, I guess slightly more Asian and sneaky features. Because her ancestors would have come from the purebloods. So
All
she
right.
probably would have gotten a couple of like snake-like features from being descended from them.
What snake-like features are those?
Probably like slightly bigger eyes and like the slit eye kind of thing in the eyeball, like the snaky eye.
And
You know what
what
I'm
color
talking
are
about?
her eyes? How does
Probably
she
green.
wear her hair?
And she has just straight black hair that she sometimes puts up in like a little ponytail.
Is it in a ponytail today?
It's in a ponytail.
You set the style without knowing it for Gohan.
What? People have worn ponytails for ages. What the fuck are you on about?
Ada, eat your food, your father says. Stop spacing out.
I listen to him and start eating my food.
Roll a con save.
Oh, lovely. I'm trying. One sec.
You enjoy a tasty meal with your family. You feel a little sleepy, but you attribute that to kind of a long day. Your family watches you expectantly as you eat.
I guess that makes me nervous. And I roll to see why that makes me nervous. Or do I just blow it off as, well, this is awkward because I just came of age?
This is your choice. Today is your birthday.
Okay. I roll to see why they're staring at me. So it would be insight.
If
That
that's
would
what
be
you'd
a
like
good
to roll.
choice.
Okay.
Every role gives you different information. Not a whole lot, though.
It's your birthday. They're celebrating it with you. They must expect some sort of a speech of some kind or something. You're not certain how coming of age goes. You're the oldest member in your family. You have a little brother.
I decide I'm not giving them a speech and they can deal with it.
Okay, the meal finishes. After a small celebration, which your family seems to return to some normalcy, you go to bed for the evening. It's while you're in bed that the trouble kicks into full gear as you find yourself being awoken in the middle of the night by your father and a man you've never seen before grabbing hold of you.
I ask where we're going.
You're in bed, they grab a hold of you by the arms and are hauling you roughly out of bed. You go, "Where are we going, Dad?"
Yeah, I'm still sleeping.
Are we going to Disneyland, Dad?
Daddy? Your father doesn't answer you but says, "Shh, quiet now, Atta. You've been chosen."
Chosen? For what?
Shh, you'll see. You'll see when we get there. Imperial Han, as you're dragged out of your house, is a shadow of its former glory. Once emerald buildings that reflected the moonlight beautifully now seem sinister with many cracks and signs of disrepair. The military has not been focusing on using taxes for anything aside from strengthening the defensive wall around Imperial Han. Find yourself being dragged towards the old palace. A building you might have admired previously, but now looming like this, with a full moon above, colored a deep, dark blood red. Tonight, your birthday, is a blood moon. The red light streaming through the cracked and broken emerald buildings casts strange shadows around you, and light that looks like blood pools in corners and off of buildings. You're not being dragged towards the main steps of the palace. Instead, you're being dragged around to the side. You silently allow yourself to be dragged through the streets. Kind of trying to walk at times, but stumbling as the grip of your father and this person you've never seen before tightens around you, limiting any possible chance of escape.
Yeah, I just go with it because I'm not getting away right now.
You're brought around to an area that looks fairly inconspicuous. There is no ornateness here. It's just a room in the back of what appears to be an abandoned shop. The stranger lets go of you as your father tightens his hold on you. He interacts with the floor, and as he does, a panel of wall slides away, revealing steps down. Since you Yuan Ti have dark vision, none of you need any light to see. It is unlit as you are now dragged down these steps. As you get closer, you can hear chanting up ahead, echoing through the steps. You continue to hold your forked tongue as you are brought down to the bottom. Chambers here of an underground building quickly vanish as a bag is pulled over your head, preventing any vision or sight.
Now I'm fighting.
You now finally try to struggle, but more hands grab a hold of you as you struggle, and a rope is pulled taut, securing the bag in place. Your father says, Ada, don't struggle. Please, it'll be easier if you don't struggle.
I keep struggling.
You continue to struggle. Roll me an athletics or an acrobatics at disadvantage to try and scrape Winder escape their grasp.
Winter!
You're not my dad, Daddy! Oh no!
Ooh.
Yeah, They continue to secure the bag, and soon your hands are bound and feet as well behind your back as you're hog-tied. You can feel yourself being thrown over a shoulder and walked a great vast distance through these stone caverns. Eventually, you're thrown down onto cold stone.
Is there anything like next to me? Are they still holding me?
Nope, you're not being held by anything anymore.
You're hogtied.
I
No.
str-
You're hogtied in this
And I have
on
a
the
bag over
floor
my
here,
head.
and there's a bag over your head. You can hear a lot more chanting now.
Can I try to squirm away from the chanting?
Yeah, sure. Roll me an acrobatics at disadvantage to squirm and squiggle away.
Snake away.
You're unable to really move a hell of a lot. With the bindings around your arms and legs, of course.
Mm.
The chanting begins to rise in pitch and frequency.
No, I
You
can't do
lay.
anything. I guess I'm listening to see what they're saying.
Sure, roll a perception to hear through the bag on your head. You hear, "She is the one. She is the chosen. We prepare the sacrifice. She is the one. She is the chosen. We prepare the sacrifice." Over and over and over chanted.
Well, that's terrifying, because I've never been told about what's actually been said in the rituals, I'm assuming. Just more that they were a thing.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay, I'm just squirming. I am trying to get away, but probably not getting away.
Sure, you continue to squirm. Roll me another acrobatics if you're trying to squirm while still all bound and tied up. The 20, you actually begin to like action roll out of the thing, and as you try to roll, you feel yourself bump into something.
What
There's
is
a
it?
wall. It's a wall in the direction that you just bumped into, as far as you can tell.
I'm gonna start inchworming along the wall.
You begin to inchworm in a little like circular pattern around the wall as you realize it's about a 10-foot radius small wall that completely encircles this thing.
And I
You can
didn't
roll me
find
an
a door.
investigation. No, you didn't find a
Oh,
door or
shit.
anything. Well, how are you going to find a door? You got your hands bound, your legs
Well,
bound.
yeah, but I would feel it on my shoulder if I was scraping up against the wall.
With an investigation, as you squirm around for a few minutes, you discern that you must be at the bottom of a pit, or there must be walls around you.
Hmm.
You also infer that this would be a lot easier if you could get your hands unbound.
I'll try to unbind my hands.
Roll me a sleight of hand.
At disadvantage?
Yeah.
Disadvantage.
Goals.
You manage to weaken the bindings as the chanting begins in fever, and then you hear a short, sharp, masculine scream and a splattering of wet hotness hits all over you. The scent of blood lingers in the air. You can taste it on your forked tongue. And it
My
tastes
character is like shaking and like holding still for a minute because she's frozen. Like she knows what just happened, probably.
it tastes delicious.
Uh,
You push that part of yourself down. The chanting continues. The sacrifice is not enough. The cost must be paid, is now the chant.
I'm still trying to get. Is there a hole in the middle of the room or something?
I mean, you can
Or
roll me
I'll
something
work.
to try to find out.
Keep trying to get my hands out.
Okay.
So sleight of hand again.
Yeah.
Disadvantage.
Oh my god.
Ha!
You burst free your bindings as another scream happens and more wet and warm fluid is splashed all over you. You're
I'm taking
free
the
of
hood
your
off.
bindings. You reach up to take your hood off, and as you begin to lift it, you hear, do you speak Draconic?
Do I?
Yes.
Yes.
You hear a very, very deep Draconic voice. More! It's not enough! And then there is a crackling of lightning and fury. Do you continue taking the hood off, or do you do something else?
No, I take the hood off, and I'm gonna start running. If I can
You
find a door.
take the hood off, and as you do, you sprint directly into the wall of the pit that you were in. You look up, and you can't see what's happening, because again, you're in what appears to be a 10-foot by 10-foot deep pit.
And I got thrown in there? Like, nobody just set me down or anything. Like, I got
Nope.
thrown down there.
Yep, they just hucked you in here.
Oh my god.
Yeet.
Let me
Is there-
continue my description.
Oh no.
Above you, you hear, you can smell, and again taste due to the way that you sense things. The smell of burning flesh, the heat of lightning, the taste of poison. Smoke, yellow and acidic, begins to leak over the sides of the pit, creeping down towards you. There is no more chanting now. Something heavy and large moves above you. You can feel it tremoring the stone as it moves.
Is there any way for me to get up and out of the thing? Or am I just stuck? Can I look around for it?
There's walls. You can try to climb out with an athletics.
I will do that. Not at disadvantage anymore, though,
You'll
right?
have to run into the acidic gas to do it, though.
I'll be taking that chance.
Okay. Roll a con save as you run into the gas.
Oh. I con save. My bad.
You half 999 points of damage.
Oh, also, I'm poison immune.
This
Is
isn't
it?
poison.
It's acid. It's not poison. Okay.
It's acid. You feel your flesh and your scales, your skin begin to melt from your body as you scream in horror, taking 333 points of acid damage.
What?
Yikes.
You melt into nothingness. You then awake. Bolt.
I was about to say, like, oh, we survived full guy. What would we have taken? What full damage? What? 100 damage top? You were like, hey, 333
I
damage.
was scared.
LOL.
You bolt awake in your bed, sweat running down your face, the taste of blood still on you. You raise your hands and look at them. The scraping of the wall, the stone is under your nails as you were trying to scramble up it while melting. Blood, wet and hot as you glance at your chest, is streaked all over you.
I'm gonna go to my door and listen to it.
You listen at your door. You hear nothing.
I'm gonna open my door and peek out.
Your house is dark, as it always is. The hallway is decorated with small pictures of your family, portraits, trinkets, toys for your baby brother, things like that.
I'm gonna go back into my room, pack a thing of, I guess, useful stuff, and then I'm gonna run.
You run out the door to your home and you never look back. The blood moon above you, guiding your way as you flee from Imperial Han. Your life after that is one of transient roguery. You steal, You kill and you fight to live, to earn a meager amount of pay and food, until one day you hear that Aratuga is the place for transient adventurers. You cross the icy channel heading to the north. You work as a mercenary adventurer for 5 years in Aratuga. You've had contact with a tiefling named Gentle a few times. He's asked you to take care of a few jobs that required some muscle. Always on the run, afraid that whoever tried to sacrifice you or whatever happened down there underneath the palace of Imperial Han, that the Empire will find you one day. Regardless, recently you've heard that you're wanted for a new team. Involving 2 people from Barad Mendenmar and some others that Gentle has relied on the past to complete a specific task for him. The pay, well, is always fair from Gentle, never lucrative and never unprofitable.
Okay. I'm probably gonna go meet with Gentle then.
We'll pick up then after we finish with our last group of people. About a month before the Barad Mendenmar 2 plummeted from the skies.
I like how this is just our measure of time now.
It's a common piece of point in time, okay? Yeah, the Barad boys.
5 years after Ada had escaped whatever was going on in Imperial Han, Lior, you currently sit crouched in front of a very, very stubborn door. Give me a moment.
Well, this door clearly ain't going nowhere, so I'll give you as much time as you need, I guess.
Thank you. Oh, that's not the song I wanted.
By the way, I'm pretty sure this wouldn't have helped, but I do think that he also get advantage against magical effects.
Eh.
With how much damage that was.
Yeah, like I'm just mentioning it for next time.
Sure, we'll quarter it down.
Like, you have that 999 damage. Yep.
Lior, you're currently
Hey,
on
that's
job
me.
with your a crew working for a tiefling named Gentle. You've done some work for him before as a canary. Your job is to
Okay.
hold on. I might have thirded it instead of halved it.
You fucking realize.
I'm fucking tired.
Okay.
I was just like, hold the fuck up, but I was getting I didn't want to interrupt the scene.
God damn it. Anyways, Lior, you've worked as a canary for this particular crew a few times before. A canary is, of course, what the title on a expedition for the first one in through any doors that they think are trapped. Your skill set involves lockpicking, and hopefully not dying horribly to gas. Essentially, you trigger or disarm traps for the rest of the expedition. Is that about accurate?
Yeah, I guess so. I only have a con of +1.
Yeah, you rely mostly on luck. as
some
there are
cooler.
many traps in Aratuga, the ruins down below in the mountains of the former nations that once all warred each other before making peace and forming the free nation of Aratuga, left behind many dangerous things. Behind you, a half-orc on the crew with you, the Muscle, a unlikable person that is named Blitz, berates you. Come on, Canary! We've been waiting for 10 minutes. What the fuck's the deal with the door?
I mean, you want to try breaking it down yourself, or are those muscles just for show?
You hear like a strangled laugh from behind you that is tinted with nervousness. The gnome of the group, the researcher who this expedition is entirely built around, who had originally stated that he thought that there was a great weapon left behind in these ruins, laughs nervously, knowing Blitz's temperament. His name is Mr. Salt. Obviously an alias and a pseudonym.
I can't wait to meet Mrs. Pepper.
Aren't they from Blue's Clues? Do they have a kid named Paprika?
The half-orc grunts and growls and says, "Not even worth my time arguing. You'll be dead in a fortnight anyways."
So 2 weeks.
The lifespan for a canary is incredibly short. There are 2 other members of your expedition. A quiet all-rounder for sort of fighting and the like. He wears heavy armor. You only know his name as Nyx. Nicks. He's very, very quiet, doesn't talk a hell of a lot. You find his company the most bearable. The last member is a dwarf who goes by Stonebeard, and he is a ranger who knows the ruins, as he claims, by the back of his hand. The door is very clearly dwarven made, and this whole time he's been essentially ragging on the point that trying to pick the lock on the door is useless, as no door of dwarven make would fall so easily to a knife ears. You've worked with them before, but they're not normally this unbearable. It's just tensions are running high. Another member of your expedition was slain very, very recently by an unexpected fight in these dark caverns. They were attacked by a group of shoot, what is the word for that? Why am I failing on that? Hold on.
Duergar?
Not Duragar. It was something else. Grimlock. That's what I'm looking for. You guys managed to fight your way out, but in the process, Blitz kind of was injured. He has a wicked slash across his chest still right now that needs medical treatment, or else the wound could fester. Despite that, he's still standing strong and is just channeling his anger and annoyance into complaining at you. Either way, no one moves forward until you can get this door open, and you've been working on it for 10 minutes now. Behind which is supposed to be the final prize, whatever weapon Mr. Salt has been going on about for days.
Okay, first can I try percept the door to see if there's any obvious traps from where I can see?
Absolutely. Putting your lockpicks away for a moment, you sigh and take a step back, again examining the door, the walls around it, and just the general state of the room you're in. Mr. Salt has told you that this room that you're currently in is similar to an airlock. There is a closed door behind you that you had already picked your way through. It was actually fairly simple. That door was not very secure. Into a small 15 total feet wide chamber with this huge door on the other end of it. On either side of the door is a tinted red glass crystal, making it impossible to see into the chamber beyond. The door itself is circular in design, with many different dwarven patterns and runes arranged in spirals on it. The only thing that you've been interacting with has been a small indent in the middle of all these spirals. It's clear that something is supposed to fit in this indent. However, you do not have what the actual key would be. What you've been doing for the past 10 minutes is trying to simulate different objects being pressed into the indent. None of that seemed to work. In regards to traps, there are not anything visible from this side of the room. The door creates a perfect seal, and you suspect that there might be a gas trap on the other side of it. Should you pick the lock incorrectly? Should you do it correctly, any trap would be deactivated upon entry. You assume so far.
Okay. First, I want to ask the dwarf guy. I don't remember his name. Stonebeard.
Stonebeard, yeah.
Does he have like a really crusty beard or something?
It is, yeah.
It's nasty. All right.
And
I want to ask
what
him.
it actually is it's actually bits of gravel and different stone woven into the beard.
Okay, that's not as nasty. But
Beard
I
is
want to
light
ask
gray.
him.
Yeah.
Like if like the spiraling design on the door, is it just decorative or does he like see any pattern to it?
The runes, he says, are a history of a battle against the gnomes, in which some sort of metallic savior, it says, wiped out an entire platoon of gnome mages. It's more of a historical tale, really, recounting dwarven superiority over the gnomes. Mr. Salt again laughs very nervously and says, yes, but all the races now are working perfectly together in tandem.
Right.
And the dwarf looks at him and says, and that's why you want this weapon, huh? And Mr. Salt laughs nervously.
Anyways, it's not really my job to judge that. So, and so like so far we haven't seen anything like during this expedition that might fit into this thingy.
Not a single
This-
thing. The hallways in the ruins of the area that you're in had been picked clean by previous expeditions. This is actually, from what Stonebeard has told you, a fairly well-traveled area in which Mr. Salt somehow knew of a secret back entrance to this. You're not. Mr. Salt's not certain if it's a temple, a barracks, a palace, or whatever, but you've been in these winding corridors of a collapsed and caved-in area now for quite some time. It's where the Grimlocks came from. As your muscle-bound members, Nyx and Blitz. Jesus, I just realized what I did there with that. Nyx and Blitz moved some large rocks. The Grimlocks approached from the newly opened passage. There had been a nest.
Okay. I guess for now, I can try my thieves' tools.
Mhm.
And is this Dex?
Yes.
Okay.
Actually, yeah, it's Dex. You try your thieves' tools to find any tumblers or ledges or anything that you can work with, but as you work them in, you just it's like there's a lock in front of the damn tumblers. Your picks don't fit into the actual keyhole portion of this indent. You'll
Okay.
need to roll thieves' tools with intelligence to simulate different objects that might fit. Do you speak Dwarvish or anything? I guess not, since you didn't.
No. I only speak Undercommon and Elvish.
In that case, you're going to have to kind of guess what shape needs to be in the indent and use your thieves' tools to work in the fake version of an indent like that.
Okay. Let us try with intelligence. I'm not the smartest smarty pants.
You're
You
only
know,
the smartest dummy pants. Oh, yep.
frustratedly, you push a thumb into the indent and nothing happens.
I kicked the door.
You
Who
kick
makes
the door.
tools with strength?
You kick the door, and Blitz is like, "Look, do you want me to just break it down?"
I have a feeling we're all gonna die if you do that.
Well,
She
tell you
says that
what.
she kicks the door trying to break it down herself.
Look,
How about-
sometimes when something's not working, you kind of just give it a little bit of a bop on the head and then it starts working again. So I figured I would try.
Blitz says, Gentle sent us with the explosives. Everyone but you could head outside into the chamber, shut the airlock door behind you, and you could blow the explosives. That'll get the door off its hinges.
So up until now, how many traps have we encountered? I'm asking this like out loud.
Let's see. Mr. Salt counts on his hands. 5, including that pitfall.
Okay, and so you're expecting that once this door explodes, then it'll just be trap free. You can waltz in here and it'll be a-okay.
Well, if you blow the door, we're hoping you're going to trigger all the traps, Blitz says.
I'm pretty sure if the door explodes, I'm not going to be able to get in far enough to trigger all the rest of the traps.
Mr. Salt says, she has a point, you know. Then what do you suggest we do, Smarty Pants? Mr. Salt shrugs and says it's kind of her job to get us through the door.
That is true, but like Mr. Stonebeard said earlier, I'm just a knife ears. I'm not too
No offense against you, of course,
learned.
lass. You're pretty nice for a knife ears.
Thanks. But my point is, I'm not too learnt on how dwarven doors work, let alone locks like these.
Well, that's what we got to get in there somehow.
All right. Can I roll, I think, an investigation to see what might fit in here, I guess?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, once again, I'm not smart.
It's a strange shape. It's shaped kind of like a person. You can clearly make out that there are 2 legs, 2 arms, and like a round circular bit that you think is a head.
How big is this?
Oh, it's fairly small. It's about the size of your fist.
So basically like a doll shape?
Essentially, yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Why the fuck would you need a doll to open a door? Who comes up with this shit? I swear to God.
Stonebeard says, "What was that, lass?"
Oh,
RPG
nothing.
logic.
Just talking to myself. Hey, Stonebeard, did you ever play with dolls when you were a kid?
No, never. That's more of a gnome thing.
Okay. Then Mr. Salt, I suppose.
Yes. He laughs nervously.
Do you I mean, I don't suppose you happen to have a key or something that you've been hiding or something that would fit in your...
Of course not. I would have given it to you immediately so we could have gotten through the door. I'm very excited to see what's on the other side.
Right. Me too. It's just seems a little strange that a door would use such a weirdly shaped key. I start digging through my... see if I have anything that would be useful here, and I do not see anything.
Mr. Salt says, well, what's the key shaped like?
A doll.
So it has 2 arms, a larger repository, 2 legs, and a small little round head?
I suppose so, yeah.
Fascinating. My dear, would you mind... do you have any metals on your person?
Metals?
Yes.
Let me see, what do I have that's expendable? Here, you can have one of my daggers.
He takes this dagger and he begins dismantling it very quickly. Breaking
there goes your starting gear.
There goes one dagger.
breaking off pieces as he needs to. And he then goes up to Stonebeard and says, a bit of metal, if you would, different from steel. Stonebeard shrugs and pulls out a small iron flask. That too is dismantled very quickly. He takes the cap off of it, essentially, and breaks the cap off.
I was about
I was like,
Yes,
I guess you drank whatever was in there.
Everything just flows. There's a mess now everywhere. Whiskey and beer and rum.
Stonebeard looks down at his now dismantled, like, his broken flask, and frowns underneath his rocky beard. To Nyx, Mr. Salt collects what is a small golden ring off of one of his fingers. And to Blitz is forced to reach into his mouth and pull out a filling. The rest,
Gross.
yeah, the rest are all collected up like that. And what happens next is Mr. Salt pulls out varying bits of different kinds of metals until he has silver, copper, gold, steel, and iron all together. And he kind of just hands this mess of just chunks of metal to you. It's not a doll,
right.
it's a repository for different sorts of metal. The key is actually metal. It's not actually the shape that matters, it's just the metals.
Why? I mean, like, this door was made by dwarves, right?
Yes, in theory.
Okay, so why do you need something that's normally made by gnomes in order to open it?
He shrugs, and Stonebeard says, "That wouldn't know. The ancients of the past were very well known for their hatred in the war against the gnomes."
Yeah, that's why I'm asking. Well, anyways, I guess that's not really my job to worry about that. I guess you guys can, I don't know, take a few steps back.
They do so.
Yeah. If I die, then I die. And I stick that motherfucker in there.
As you do, several things immediately begin to happen. Firstly, as everyone walked out into the outer hallway because they didn't want to be in the airlock with you as this happened, the door to the airlock closes behind you.
Finally, some peace and quiet.
The red tint on the crystal vanishes, and the door in front of you swings open. Before you is a wide chamber filled with corpses. Many gnomes and dwarves lay here in various positions. It's clear that some sort of a battle had happened here. And since the area was sealed, they're not really fully decomposed despite the centuries that have passed here. It was an airtight seal. Stood on a pedestal above them all. Shadow, I'd like you to describe your character.
Alright. So, I am, like, not slinky, but not very hefty. 8'2", 294-pound, basically robot. My right arm has like this weird tube-like thing with a sword sticking out of it, like halfway. And then my left hand, or my left arm, basically has like a triangular shield starting at the base of the elbow and getting wider as it reaches the front of the hand, with the what seems to be the faded, like a faded insignia in the shape of a dragon. And most of, like, I am pretty much made out of metal, but all the outer metal seems to have rusted a lot. And then the metal that you can see that's further on the inside is not nearly as rusted, or at all rusted.
Before him is a golden bowl. It stands atop a crystal tinted red pedestal. You can see bits of dry, reddish, dark black fluid on the sides of the bowl and around it that you can identify as dried blood. You've seen enough of it over, like, exploring these ruins. Meanwhile, outside, you hear the sounds of shouting and fighting, and a nervous voice pounding on the airlock door yells out, "The Grimlocks are back! Whatever you're doing in there, do it quick! We need help out here!"
Damn, I gotta do everything. Okay, first perception.
Go ahead.
The room to see if there's any obvious traps again.
You don't see anything out of the ordinary, but like, that really catches your eye. But you get another description of the walls and the ceiling of this room. The whole thing is a big chamber, like 50 by 50. It's massive. The walls go up about 25 feet before reaching a dark crystalline ceiling. Everything here, aside from the floor, which is stone, appears to be made out of that same crystal that the walls were, that reddish crystal. There are holes permeating the crystal. The walls are not tinted any longer, but the ceiling still is heavily tinted. The floor is covered in just dead bodies of dwarves and gnomes.
Okay. First off, let me, okay. But let's take one of my arrows, and then I'm just gonna cut myself a little bit just to get some blood on it. And then I want to throw it into the room.
Where into the room are you throwing it?
I'll try aiming it at the little bowl thingy.
Wonderful. That's a fair distance away, so you're going to have to cut yourself to just get a little bit of blood on it, knock an arrow, and then fire it into the bowl.
Okay. So you want me to roll my short bow then?
Yep, ranged attack, please.
Okay.
You fire the arrow, and it lands in the center of the bowl. You can see a dark shadow move through the crystalline-like tube at the bottom of the bowl, and all the crystal goes dark again for a moment. The door re-rolls shut, and you can hear the hissing of gas going in that room now. You're locked out of the room where you just triggered a gas trap. You're in the airlock, and you're perfectly fine. You wait a little bit, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
You wait a little bit while all the fighting's going on outside, and eventually the door reopens, except the room has changed slightly. Good morning, Shadow. You're awake.
Yeah.
And you've been imprinted. Congratulations. Your mistress is standing outside in the airlock of the room you're currently in. You're bloodbound to her. You know that you will follow her commands to the letter now.
Yeah. I'll walk up to her.
The big machine.
What the fuck is that?
Big
And
machine
I just go,
thing.
as I walk up to her, I just go, guard. And every time I say guard, my head kind of like twitches. Guard, guard,
Leor,
guard.
describe what you look like as this horrifying metal contraption
Uh,
gets off the platform and begins doing that to you.
Lior is like this half 5'5" in height. She's pretty like I guess slim. She has dark hair pulled up into a high ponytail. And she's dressed in some like dark colored clothing, presumably to help blend in with where she normally works.
All right, what are you doing? This thing's coming at you, going guard, 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 twitching its head. You have no idea what it's doing.
I mean, it's clearly not attacking me right now, and I don't exactly have anywhere to run.
You can hear fighting going on behind you on the other side of the airlock still.
Yeah, well, I wasn't too fond of them anyways.
Yikes.
uh, uh, I knock on the airlock and I'm like, hey, real quick, do you know what kind of weapon is supposed to be in here?
Salt just bit it, no clue.
All right.
You hear yelled back in Blitz as Blitz yells frustratedly.
I guess I'll just try to get that airlock open again.
Wait, so
Okay.
so that was yelled back in common, right?
Yep.
Okay, we're good.
Please tell me you understand common. Like,
Yes.
otherwise we're gonna be in long.
No, I understand common. I'm good. We're good. I'm a robot.
What are you doing, Shadow? Your
I'm
owner
just
has
waiting for
kneeled
commands.
down.
I'm just like,
Your
guard.
owner's kneeled down and is trying to open the door in front of you.
Oh. I will punch the door.
All right, roll me a melee attack as Lior kneels down again, getting their lockpicks out.
Oh. Hold on.
A punch should be 1d20 plus your strength modifier plus your proficiency bonus.
Huh. Oh god, this is gonna be awkward.
Don't nat one. A 16, you hit the door, dealing 1 plus your strength modifier in damage, which should be 4. You clang and hit the door, and Lior, you kind of jump a little surprised as this metallic fist just slams into the stone door above you.
I'm like, oh shit, thank god he missed.
What do you do?
Is the door like broken? Like, can I leave?
No, he just punched it for 5 points worth of damage. There's a dent in it, but that's not enough to break it.
I mean, okay. First, can I roll a what's it called in this game? Insight
Sure.
to see if this guy is trying to kill me or not.
You have no idea what the fuck it's doing. It's a robot. You're not really good at reading robotic body language. You've also never heard of these things existing, whatever he is. It's like a golem of some kind, but it just acted on its own without any orders.
Well, I mean, can I still try to open the door, or is like the locking
Absolutely.
mechanism busted, or?
No, you can try to pick the lock. Go ahead.
All right. Dex?
Yes.
Not great.
You try to pick the lock, but yeah, it looks like it got busted when the robot punched it.
Awesome. I like how you guys said earlier that the way that I get out of traps is by luck. I don't think I'm the luckiest person.
You say that on the other side. Blitz yells back, "Just fucking help us out here!"
I can't get out. This thing busted the lock. I can't get out.
What thing? What was in there?
As she says that, I
I
punch
don't
the door
know.
again.
Shut up! I'm fighting.
Then stop talking to me.
Stop talking to me! You hear a bang on the side of the door suddenly.
Bang!
And then I guess the robot behind you says bang and punches it again, dealing
Shit.
another 5 points of damage. And
I wonder if this thing's blind or something. It sure is missing me a lot.
it punches the door again, and now the dent's a little bit bigger, and it looks like the door's taking a serious beating now. Another good solid punch like that, and it'll get just knocked off its hinges. What's your body language like right now, Lior?
I mean, like nervous. She's like crouched down because she knows that she's like in a position to get beat up. So she's kind of like freaked out. But she's
Titan,
also like, well, I was expendable anyways.
your owner seems displeased with your current actions.
I'll stop and I'll ask, what must be guarded?
Huh?
What
what
must be
now?
guarded?
You peek out from beneath your like raised hands in defense.
Me, I guess. I mean,
Protect her from the door.
Guarding me.
protect me from yourself.
Guarding me. Confirmed. I punch the door again.
All right, roll hit. Boom! The door gets knocked off its hinges. Blitz yells, "What the fuck?" As you're standing in the door with this huge metal contraption. He has one of these Grimlocks, these strange, fleshy, caveman-looking like creatures holding clubs by its like thick, bulgy neck. And he throws it to the side, and he makes an attack on you immediately, Titan. What's your AC?
19.
His big battle axe raised, he brings it down on you, and he hits, dealing 5 points of damage, slashing.
Oof.
He cuts into you.
Damn,
Roll
I didn't
initiative,
sign
I
up for
guess.
this.
Roll initiative, everybody. A quick glance outside shows that the party. Damn it, Tal.
Not great today, guys.
A quick glance outside shows that there's about 10 Grimlocks attacking the 3 surviving members of the party, and Mr. Salt lays his little gnomish brain bashed in.
Ooh.
Nasty.
Yeah. The fight continues out there, and let's just roll this. Lior, Blitz looks at you and yells, "You did this! You woke this thing up, and now it's gonna kill us all!" And he tries to swing at you. What's your AC?
Man. 13.
Can
Don't
I
she have like
block?
other stuff?
Wait, can I try to block for her?
I think you like actually need something in your class to do that. I don't know if you have it.
Let's see.
You should have a. Oh no, that's level 2 that he gets.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get blocking stuff later.
Sure, you can go ahead and use that level 2 ability with that block with your shield.
He's not. We're not level 2. We're level 1.
I know. I'm gonna let him use it though because you're about to be level. So you
About to
raise your
die.
shield up and cause this guy to strike at disadvantage, and the axe hits the shield that Titan interposes between him and Blitz. Blitz
Dang.
looks worried. And then he tries running away without disengaging.
I twitch my head and say, guarded. Guarded.
Yeah, he abandons the fight and is running down a different sideway.
Well,
And Stonebeard are still fighting.
alright. Well, that guy can run. He was injured anyways. Thanks, bud.
The 10 Grimlock go. and all batter down on Stonebeard and Nyx. Stonebeard collapses as a club hits him in the head. The fight out there is looking pretty grim. Lock.
Ooh,
And it
get off
is
this game.
now Titan's turn.
So the guy that attacked her just ran away?
Yep, he's booking it, and it looks like that there's more people fighting out here.
I will ignore the other people and say guarded successfully.
You wait, you take no actions?
Yeah, I'll wait beside her and just prepare to block again.
Okay, you just move down initiative to after Lior. Lior, you're up. The robot just protected you.
Nice.
Wait, there was a song I wanted this, right? Are you doing anything, Lior? The fight's going
is
on.
it
in
my
this
turn?
location. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
your turn. He waited until after yours. He's waiting for
Okay.
orders. Essentially.
Well, it's not like I can see the turn order. So.
Yeah, this is meant to just be a fast combat.
Yeah.
More roleplay based than actual combat.
Yeah. I'm going after if there's any like Grimlocks near me. I'm going after them.
Yeah, you're dead last. This is the last turn on initiative now. They've already gone. They just knocked down Stonebeard.
Yeah, I'm going for any Grimlocks near me.
Okay, so you're gonna attack them?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I think I still have my bow out.
You do.
So not
That hits.
great. Oh.
These Grimlocks are fairly... You also have your sneak attack because this one's in melee with Nyx. Nyx is now trying to stem the whole tide of 10 of them on his own.
Oh. Okay.
They're all fighting Nyx right now.
Do you want me to roll my sneak attack?
Yep, add your sneak attack in. One of them takes an arrow. And Titan, it's your turn.
I will rush up to the same guy that just took an arrow and swing my sword.
Go ahead.
Damn it. Oh.
Yeah, that hits. Roll damage.
Oh.
You cut down the one that Lior had just struck. And, like, as you rush up, the armored man looks at you, like, his head turns to you, and he looks at Lior, and, Lior, you can't make out his facial expression from underneath his helmet, but you know that Nyx just is fairly quiet, and if you go, hey, don't attack it, he won't. He's very level-headed.
Listen, bud, I don't know what's going on, but this thing's not hurting me, so...
He nods and goes back to trying to fight the Grimlock and takes down one himself. 8 are left. They all swing on Nyx and on Titan. Just let me roll for a couple hits. Titan, you take another 3 points of damage, and Nyx takes 6.
Is this like his entire shtick? Like everything is just a pun to him? Nyx takes 6?
No, I swear to God, I'm not doing this on purpose. Titan, you're not up. Lior, you're up.
All right, next Grimlock.
An arrow sails by, just arcing uselessly over the fight. Woo!
Nobody saw that.
Give your robo buddy some orders.
I don't know what's going on.
Okay.
Titan.
I'm gonna read something real quick. Give me 1 second.
Okay, we wait for 3 hours while finish up the book.
Titan, just roll an attack.
I was gonna try to heal myself, but okay.
Oh, how fortunate.
Oh.
I never know how lay on hands work.
You have a pool of a certain amount of health, and you can use an action to use the pool to heal
You
someone.
cut down 2 of the Grimlocks in a single swing. The others look up at you, and in Undercommon, they say the word, Warforged! Warforged! The Grimlocks begin to retreat and scatter, all taking disengage actions, crawling up walls, diving in through tight crevices, and making their escape as quickly as they arrive. Nyx takes a swing at one as they go and just digs into its back, but it keeps running. He looks back at you and he looks at Stonebeard on the ground, and he kneels down beside Stonebeard and pulls out a healing potion and gives it to the dwarf. Dwarf wakes up and his eyes flutter and he looks at Titan and Lior and he says, "What the fuck is that?"
Guarding complete.
I'm just as surprised as you are.
Well,
I was hoping that you would know what it was, but you clearly do not.
I've never heard of such a thing, no. Mr. Salt's dead, but I know you'd paid Gentle in advance, so I guess let's just bring this thing back to Gentle. And he gently kind of like pokes your chest. The dwarf does, Titan.
How does he reach his chest?
He gets he stands up on Salt's body.
He gets somebody to get a stool.
He just gently like pokes.
My head will twitch. I just say, guard.
He jumps back and is like, it talks and it moves. It's like a golem or a construct, but none like I've ever seen before. Who's it guarding? What's it guarding? Why didn't it attack us? Stonebeard says.
I don't know. I might or might not have tossed some blood into the room earlier.
Guarding Lior. Guard.
How do you know her name?
I have a name tag.
How did it know your name? He says, and says, he's about to continue with questions, but then Nyx just says in a quiet voice, Grimlock. And Stonebeard goes, where? Oh, thank God there's no more. But you're right, more might come. All right, let's go. What happened to Blitz?
He ran. Pussy ass.
Gentle's not going to like that. Well, you did good work in there, Canary. Glad to see you're not dead.
Hey, me too. All right, let's get the fuck out of here.
Should we tie it up? Stonebeard
What?
says, looking at Titan.
Do you think you can pull it? I don't think so.
Fair point.
All right.
What do we do with him? And he points at Salt's body.
I guess we can bring him up. I mean, does he have anything useful on him?
Hell yeah, scavenge the
Actually,
body.
no, you know what? He's technically our employer. I'm not going to loot him.
Stonebeard says, all right, Canary, get him up on your shoulder.
Why me?
Well, because we need to be the ones to fight. All you do is trigger the traps.
Fine. Let me just I roll up my sleeve and show off my 0 strength.
You don't need to roll in athletics. He's a gnome. He's fairly easy to lift. It's just he's icky and goopy because he's covered in brains.
Yeah, I'll just drag him.
Yeah. Oh, you just drag him?
Yeah.
He's just leaving a trail of brains and blood behind him for the first little bit.
Yeah, it's like Hansel and Gretel. In case we need to find our way back.
Yeah, I will follow close behind. Every now and then just twitching my head.
Oh, that is unnerving, Stonebeard says. And then eventually you guys arrive back at... Huh?
Maybe he just has a little bit of a tick. It's fine.
You guys arrive back in Solstice. And I will go ahead and describe Solstice to you, but give me a moment. I've got an important message I need to take. Once I describe this final bit of the scene, though, we'll be finished for the day. Give me a moment.
Hello?
Hi.
Hello?
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Hello?
I lost connection. I'm back. Well, hello?
Whoa.
Nope.
What the fuck? Whoa.
I guess we're all going through it, huh?
Yeah, everybody went
Huh?
silent for a second.
No, I just heard like a bunch of people like disconnecting and reconnecting.
No, yeah, but
Yeah, all of you went quiet. I couldn't hear anybody, so I did.
Yeah,
no,
that's
it,
right.
it, I disconnected and reconnected, and then everything went back to normal eventually.
Huh.
Oh well.
Okay. Either way, so you guys arrive back, and the large Goliath that's kind of always shadowing Gentle, his bodyguard, gestures to the inside of a tavern. You guys go on in. You see Gentle is sitting in a shrouded corner. He is a tiefling with curly kind of ram horns. He's short, a little portly. He's like about 4'4", very very short for a tiefling, round and very dwarfish looking still. He looks up as you're coming in. He has a plate of salad in front of him. And instead of a mug of ale, much like everyone else has, he appears to have a mug of water. As you sit down. Ah, you're back.
Yes, sirree.
And what is that? He says,
Uh,
pointing at the thing beside you.
It's my new little duckling. Do you like him?
Gentle says, where is Mr. Salt?
I show him the body that I've been dragging.
Oh, shit.
Kind of glances over at the dead gnome you've dragged into the tavern. And he says, well, unfortunate for him, but perhaps we can find a profit in his loss. Bring the thing over.
Which one?
Which one?
Oh, not the body. Nyx, strip Mr. Salt's body for any valuables.
Damn, I thought I could do that, but
You'll be entitled to your share. Don't worry, Lior. I always pay fairly. Speaking of paying fairly, where is Blitz?
well, I don't know. He bolted.
He abandoned you.
I guess so.
I see. Either way, bring the construct over, would you? He gestures from his seat at like the kind of booth, the wall that he's sitting on.
All right. I
Come here,
walk.
construct. Attend me. And he points beside him to you, Titan.
I touch my head and go, guard. Guard.
Hey, do you have a name?
Titan. Titan X5.
Okay, Titan. Can you walk over there? Pretty please.
I will go and walk over there, wherever over there is.
Gentle salad fork kind of pauses between like his face and the plate as he like looks you up and down, Titan. Perhaps we can sell it as a slave or a laborer on the black market. Might be able to make something off of it like that. I don't think I could sell this through any legitimate channels.
Do you know what it is?
Not at all, but it seems to follow orders. I'm certain that with some experts examining it, we'll get to the bottom of this. Thank you very much, Lior, Nyx, Stonebeard. The three of you are dismissed. I will call on you again when I need you.
Whoa. Did
Whoa.
anybody else just get that?
Yeah.
Might be Discord being crazy.
Will, of course. Oh, Lior.
Uh-huh.
He puts down a large pouch filled with gold in front of you.
Sweet.
You should find payment as well as extra for bringing me this thing.
Okay, thank you.
Do you open the pouch up?
Yeah.
There are approximately 5,000 gold pieces inside. Your payment was to
Okay.
be 50 gold pieces.
No
That's what you
take backsies.
That is for, and he gestures at the machine, as well as what we had agreed upon.
Lior go, okay, thanks, bye. You sell it.
Yeah, pretty much. See
We
ya.
don't see Titan anymore.
Yeah.
Time to make a
All
new
right.
character.
Sadly, a few weeks later, Gentle calls you back into his office. Not his office, but the tavern. It's a different one this time, but the plate of salad and the mug of water are always the same.
I don't bring the money with me.
Titan, you've been looked over, poked, prodded, and nearly taken apart by experts until you kind of activated your self-defense thing and broke a person clean in half.
Yay.
We have examined the thing you have brought me, Lior, and sadly we've discovered it to be worthless for anyone aside from yourself. It appears that the creature will only listen and to take orders from you, meaning I have no chance of selling it to anything else, and when we tried to dismantle it, it resisted. Any other attempts we've made have been met with similar violence, so I am of a mind of something. Do you still have my money?
Maybe.
Don't worry, my darling. I have no intention of taking it from you. I'd already paid you, of course. And we had agreed upon this. What I would like to offer you is more lucrative. You've worked as a canary now for what? At least a decade, I'd say, right?
Well, I am 21.
So longer than likely.
I guess so.
Either way, you've worked for me for quite some time, on and off, and you've always done good work on your jobs. This most recent one, notwithstanding, of course. I think a promotion is in order. I think it's time that you start working for the business in general. I think it's time that you start working for Solstice in general. As such, I've drafted you up a contract to deputize you in Solstice, as well as your new assistant. As
Um,
as you know, in Aratuga, there are no official laws, and it's up to each individual to contribute to the defense and the peace of our fair city. As my deputy, you would be enacting my will, my versions of justice, and my benevolence across Solstice. We'll call what I had paid you your retainer. Does that sound amenable?
have you talked to my handlers about this?
Oh, yes, they were quite pleased with the donation I made.
All right. Fine with
Either
me, I
way,
guess.
as of today, you are now free of Clystal. The shame of your stigmata should be removed. You might not know this, but I'm from Clystal as well, and I've always shared a certain kinship with you, Canaries. So it does my heart good to see you taking reins of your destiny now as a deputy underneath me.
Thanks, I guess.
You are dismissed. I'll have your first assignment very shortly.
Sweet. All right.
You go to
Enjoy
leave the
your
tavern.
salad.
You go to leave the tavern after saying enjoy your salad, and he kind of grimaces at it. It's very clear he doesn't enjoy salad, but is eating it for whatever reason. And he says, "Oh, Lior, one more thing, please.
Yes, sirree.
Don't forget who gave you your freedom.
Oh,
What?
what?
Don't forget who gave you your freedom."
I sort of just give like a little salute.
Liar,
Yes, sirree.
you're leaving without the machine.
Oh,
Titan has just stood there where you previously had ordered him to stand.
hey, Titan.
Guard.
Yeah. Hey, can you come with me?
And I will walk over.
All right, let's go. I guess you're my assistant now.
You guys head into the cold, windy streets of Solstice, and I believe we'll wrap up there.
Cool.